Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a venture capital pitch for a company that wants to completely flip the script on higher education. We're going to deconstruct their plan to upend the entire university system. Let's start with this number, $100,000. According to the pitch we're looking at, this is the massive price tag for a traditional college degree. And that number? That's the crack in the armor this whole new company is built to attack.
So what if that just wasn't an option anymore? The entire business model we're about to walk through is banking on one huge, powerful idea, that for millions of people, borrowing $100,000 for school is about to become impossible. All right, so let's dig into the core problem this pitch identifies. The argument here is that the financial model for traditional universities isn't just creaking under the strain. It's about to completely shatter for the average person. The pitch really paints this picture of legacy education being caught in a trap. It's incredibly expensive, which forces almost everyone to rely on the federal loan system. But that system, they argue, is being choked off. And maybe the worst part? Many of these expensive programs just aren't leading to the high-paying jobs you'd need to ever climb out of that debt. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. This isn't just about a slow, predictable decline. The pitch points to a single, massive shock to the system, a specific piece of legislation that supposedly passed in July 2025. And there it is. They call it the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, or OBBA. In the pitch, this isn't just a law. Oh no. It's the macroeconomic tailwind that the entire business is designed to ride. It's the perfect storm that creates a crisis for the old guard while rolling out the red carpet for new companies. And this slide just lays out the law's brilliant 1-2 punch. I mean, look at this. On the left, for universities, it's a disaster. It cuts off their money supply by getting rid of key loans and threatening the funding for programs that don't perform. But then, on the right side, for investors, it's a golden ticket. Huge tax breaks, de-risked investments, it's a massive green light. So, with the old system getting its legs kicked out from under it, the pitch rolls out its big solution. It's a marketplace called UniIQ. And its whole purpose is to cut out the university middleman and connect students directly with their professors. So how's it work? Well, the mechanics are actually pretty simple. First, students get together and group buy a lecture for a pretty small fee, like $30 to $50. That money then sits in a secure account. Now, here is the really clever part. The class only happens if enough people, a minimum of 60 students, sign up. This totally eliminates risk. After that, the professor teaches the class online. And finally, their AI system handles all the grading instantly. And right here, this is the killer point for investors. This is the financial engine of the whole thing. The risk is pretty much zero. Why? Because students pay up front, and the class only triggers after they've hit their revenue minimum. This means the company is already profitable on every single class before the lecture even begins. They literally cannot lose money. And when you look at the numbers, the model is really clean. A top-rated professor is guaranteed $1,000 for about an hour of their time, which is a fantastic side hustle. The UniIQ platform then gets to keep a very healthy 66% margin. And on top of that, there's a chance for more money from upsells, like a live Q&A. Okay, now we get to the really audacious part of the plan. This company doesn't just want to be an add-on to a university education. Nope. Their goal is to completely replace the university's most valuable product of all, the degree itself. So the pitch makes this really bold claim. It basically says a traditional college degree is an artifact. It's a piece of paper that proves what you knew 5-10 years ago. And in a world that is changing by the minute, they ask, what's the real value in that anymore? So in its place, UniIQ proposes this new thing called gold status. It stands for Graduate of Learning Devotion. And unlike that static, old-school degree, gold is designed to be a live, blinking signal to employers that a candidate is actively and continuously learning. So you earn your gold status after you pass 10 of their assessments. But here's the key. You have to maintain it by continuing to take classes. This creates a brilliant system of lifelong subscription-style learning. And for employers, the pitch argues this is a total game changer, a real-time, verifiable pipeline of talent that you know is always getting better. So we've seen the product and the vision. But how do you actually sell this to the people holding the checkbooks? The pitch circles right back to those massive, de-risking tax incentives created by that new law.
The pitch highlights two specific parts of the law that are designed to make this investment almost irresistible, at least from a tax perspective. We're talking about an expanded Section 1202 and permanent 100% bonus depreciation. These are basically cheat codes for paying zero tax on your profits and writing off huge expenses immediately. Let's see how they work. Let's break this down. The first one, QSBS, is all about the profit an investor makes. Normally, you sell a stock, you make a profit, you pay taxes on that profit. But under this new rule, if an investor holds onto their stock in UniIQ for just 5 years, they can potentially pay zero tax on their gains, up to $15 million. That's a huge, huge incentive. And the second incentive is just as powerful. Think of it like this. Normally, a business has to deduct the cost of big-ticket items over many years. But this bonus depreciation lets UniIQ subtract the entire cost of building its expensive tech platform, all the AI, all the servers, from its income in the very first year. This just crushes their tax bill. And then the pitch just wraps it all up with a bow, saying, "We are ready to go." They claim to have their talent pipeline sorted out by using data from Rate My Professor. They had their leadership team lined up, and they've even got their aggressive, punchy marketing slogan ready to hit the streets: improve or lose. So what's the big takeaway here? You have to admit, this pitch lays out an incredibly slick solution to a very real crisis in higher education. The business model is seamless, and it's being turbocharged by this massive legislative tailwind. But it leaves us with one final, pretty big question to think about. Is this really the future of learning? Or is this just the moment that learning itself becomes another product, packaged and sold for the highest possible margin?